Alright, this time I don't have the mic on me, so the mic is charging at the moment. The audio could be really bad because where the pocket mount is on the suction cup arm near the passenger side window and very close to the air vent of that air conditioning. So you might hear a lot of air conditioning hum or noise. Plus, I'm quite far from the camera, so I don't know how the audio gonna go. Alright, it's my late response to Nikon ZR, the first Z cinema camera after they acquired Red. Komodo has a Z mount now, so kind of make the ZR the entry point of if you want to shoot red color signs, and the Komodo Z mount will be the next step up. However, Komodo, you don't really shoot R3D at all times, let alone ZR. My point is, I'm not trying to be negative. I like the way Nikon is exploring new possibilities. It's really good because all the other two, Canon and Sony, become very predictable, so it's kind of boring. So Nikon tried to do something different, which is good. They have 32-bit audio on board. They have the 4-inch display, which is very good. But at the same time, I look at the specs, then I was like, are you really saying people buying this camera gonna be shooting the R3D NE all the time? The data rate, it's not only the data rate, it's a whole system thing. So the marketing segment, right? You can choose whatever you want, but in reality, people with really small budget, they usually a one-man band, maximum 2 people. They don't want overly complicated workflow, and they don't want overly large data rate, which means more storage, beefier computer, longer exporting time, right? So it just doesn't add up unless you are just for show, hire some YouTubers or pay some YouTubers or ambassador, fly them to Japan or whatever, right? If you think this way, iPhone and Samsung every year will have a launch campaign, and they will show you a beautifully shot, beautifully edited video, and a shot on iPhone, shot on Galaxy S24, 25, whatever it may be. I think years ago, MKBHD had a video about those shot on iPhone campaign. It's so far from reality. It's so far from the practical ways people using those phones and cameras. It doesn't make any sense, right? Apple might spend millions of dollars budget, I'm not kidding, millions of budget to do a 5 seconds or 10 seconds launch advertisement shot on iPhone, right? Their marketing budget is no limit, so they can do whatever they want. They have gimbal, they have cage, they have SSD, they have wireless system, they have a crane, they have everything you can imagine for shooting that 5 seconds video. So is that practical for normal people on a normal day-to-day use case? It's not. And same as this ZR. Nikon ZR is not a Komodo. So their users aren't gonna be a red typical customer. So it's not gonna make sense for Nikon ZR try to market it as, if you go a full raw workflow, we are the cheapest. because the cheap raw workflow customer aren't gonna choose a ZR. There's no reason for them to choose that. It's like if you hire a focus puller, you hire first AC, and you hire a director for your documentary film. You have the budget. Why would you spend all that effort and then end up using something like ZR? It doesn't make any sense at all. It just doesn't, right? It just, there's no logical way of doing that. All right, now I turn off the engine. Maybe the sound will get a little bit better. I'll try to handheld, see if that's better. I'll take it off from the window suction cup, which is a cheap one from AliExpress. So let me see if that will help. Gimbal endpoint reached. What does that even mean? I'm holding it. All right. So my point is, if you have a $2,200 budget for a camera, you won't have a mid-range, good log, or even just straight off the camera, good video, good color science, and very usable file sizes. You don't want, you have to use RAW and use log 310, because it's only available with R3D NE. So kind of a mismatch. Could it be useful if you have a Komodo already as a B cam? Yes, but then that market is really niche. I think Nikon try to market it as first entry point of a cinema camera, but they force you to use RAW. Otherwise, that S06E03 is better in every way. I don't know. I just feel it's strange, very strange. Well, Canon, it's not very innovative in C50, if you ask me. But it's gonna be a workhorse. It's the opposite of Nikon ZR. ZR will be exciting on paper, but in reality, after 2 years, the amount of people use it on set or use it for interview, use it for documentary, are gonna be far, far, far less than Canon C50 users. Mark my words, even C50 is almost 60% more expensive. It's a little bit less than double the price, but it will be far more C50 users than there are users in real world shooting, in real world paid jobs, in real world documentary, interview, weddings, whatever you name it. Yeah, Nikon made a good attempt, right direction, if you ask me, but just a bit of strange choices, right? You can firmware improve. Well, let's say in 2 years' time, Nikon will have a good firmware. It will give you like a Canon C-Log 2 level of color science and the log profile, but then you will still end up with a micro SD card and a mini HDMI port and a single quarter-inch at the bottom, and all these weird choices, right? It just, I don't know. I'm not trying to doom it, but I just think it's a good attempt, good pioneer, but it's not a complete package. That's my rant about Nikon ZR. I know it's late, but I feel I have to put it out here. All right, bye for now. See you guys next time.